Hi, today I'm going to make a carnivore birthday cake. It only has 4 ingredients. It's keto and carnivore friendly. Hi, I'm Anita from KetogenicWoman.com, where I make keto recipes and share carnivore cooking ideas. If you're new here, please hit subscribe and check out some of my other videos. Hi, today I'm making a birthday cake, a carnivore birthday cake. My daughter's coming over this weekend. It's her birthday, and I told her I would make a keto cake. I did not tell her I was making a carnivore cake, but I think she's going to like it, and hopefully you will like it as well. Oh, I should mention it's based on the protein-sparing modified fast, I think I said that right, bread recipe that's been going around. That recipe is Maria Emmerich's recipe. I'm going to link the original recipe down below. This cake is kind of based on all my failed attempts to make the bread. I think I'm finally getting it. So really all that I've done is I've just tweaked the amounts a bit. There's egg whites, some egg yolk powder, any kind, it doesn't matter. I'm using some glycine to sweeten it, just slightly. We're not going to use very much. And some true lemon crystals. And then I'm going to use some whipped topping. So I guess technically that's 5 ingredients, but it's pretty simple. It's light, fluffy, doesn't taste sweet. It just sort of tastes almost sweet. But I've made it a couple of times and I really like it, so I hope you do as well. So I have heated my oven to 325 and I'm going to line this little pan. This is a 7-inch spring form pan. I'm going to line it with some parchment paper. Because the egg white baking stuff does stick. If you have a non-stick pan, maybe it would be better. This one isn't. Okay, so the easiest way to line the pan, I find, is just to scrunch it in there. Just line the pan like that, squish the paper down, scrunch it around, and then take some scissors and cut off the excess. Our pan is lined. As for amounts, I'm just using some egg whites. These are the prepackaged ones you can get from anywhere. I have used the just real egg whites. You can do that as well. For the cake, it's 3/4 cup of egg white. I know that some people use cream of tartar to make their eggs stiff. I've never been able to find it at the store. I'm probably looking in the wrong place. So I've actually never used it. And my egg whites do stiffen up quite nicely. So anyways, this is going to take, if you have one of those nice big fancy stand mixers, awesome, because this is way easier. This will take about 4 minutes, I think. All right, here I go. Okay, so these need to be whipped until stiff peaks form. What does that mean? Truly, a lot of people aren't quite sure, but here's how you tell. If you can take your bowl and do that and nothing falls out, you have stiff peaks. And we are done with the egg white whipping part. So the next ingredient is 100% egg white protein powder. I got this from Amazon. This is a Canadian product. I'm in Canada, so you'll have something different on your Amazon. I will link this one for the Canadians that are watching. In this cake recipe, we are using 2 tablespoons.
I'm gonna plunk them in there.
And we're gonna just incorporate it on low.
Should be good.
This is what I'm going to use to add the ever so slight bit of sweetness. I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon. This is glycine. It's a non-essential amino acid that happens to be sweet. So it's technically not a sweetener, but it's sweet.
So here we go with that.
Now, if you are keto, you can add Swerve or whatever you want. You can add more than a tablespoon. You can add 2 or 3 tablespoons. I'm going to link you to another YouTuber. She's also a Canadian. Her name is, hope I get this right, Keto Carnivore-ish Chris. She makes a similar cake recipe, and she uses other things in this to make like an angel food cake, and you have to check her out. I mean, she's got some really creative ideas for these cakes and breads that are based on this protein-sparing modified fast recipe. It's basically like an egg white bread or an egg white cake. I will link her below as well. So I'm going to incorporate this glycine on low.
Okay.
And the last ingredient, I'm going to put in some true lemon crystals. This just is crystallized lemon, 100% crystallized lemon, and I'm going to put in 2 packets. So that will give it just a kind of a light lemon fluffy type of a flavor. But like I said, if you're keto and you're not trying to stick as close to carnivore as you can add other flavorings, other sweet things to this if you want. This is going to just kind of taste light and fluffy. All right, so now we're going to put this mixture in the pan. Just smooth it down. Okay, so this is going to go in the oven, 325 for 30 minutes. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Okay, so I have the cake here, and I'm going to try to finish peeling the, you have to wait for it to completely 100% cool, and then peel off the parchment paper. I peeled off the sides, and I'm going to do the bottom in a minute. It looks a little ugly, okay? So just so you know, but that's okay, because we're going to cover it and make it look nice. So, but first I'm going to get the topping ready, the whipped cream. Also, I'm going to make it a layer cake and slice it. Oh, it's a little scary. So 1 cup of heavy whipping cream is what I'm using. Okay, I'm going to whip this up. I don't add anything to the cream. I just whip it up. It's plain. It's actually quite naturally sweet. All right, let's see this cake here. I'm kind of hoping that I'm going to be able to slice it to make 2 layers. That's not so bad. Okay, don't worry about how ugly it looks right now. We are gonna make it look pretty. You just kind of have to eyeball it to get it at the halfway mark. Now you could do this, I guess, in 2 pans. That probably would have been a smart thing to do. But this works.
It's just my daughter. It's not the queen. Hopefully she'll like this. She's turning 45.
She's probably going to be really upset if she ever found out I mentioned that. There. I have this super cute platter, so we'll put 1 piece on. I'm going to give it a layer of icing in the middle. I actually really like this type of frosting instead of the butter frosting that you get with most cakes. I just find it so light and fluffy. It's very nice.
If you're keto, I mean, you could put berries in here and everything. So we're gonna try and cover all the bumps and lumps with our lovely frosting. There's enough to cover the sides.
This angled spatula is really good for this. You can kind of just get right right on the sides here. Make a nice straight, I mean, I'm no pastry chef by any stretch of the imagination, but I can try to make it look a little nicer.
Okay, I'm going to admit it's no masterpiece, but going to taste good. And it's something that both her and I can eat while everybody else is eating other stuff. It will be all good.
I like to then have this sit in the fridge before I cut it. Well, of course I can't really cut this one until she is here, because that wouldn't be right. And we can put, we're not gonna fit
45 candles
on there, obviously, but
We could put 4.5. Go by decades.
so there it is. That is basically our birthday cake. And you know what? It actually tastes pretty good because I made this a couple weeks ago. And yeah, happy birthday to all the carnivores out there. You should make this for yourself when the time comes. Okay, so that was a pretty easy recipe, right? So if you give it a try, let me know. I'm going to hook you up down below with Maria Emmerich's protein sparing modified fast recipe video, as well as Keto Carnivore-ish Chris. I hope I said that right. But her video will be down below too, or her YouTube channel. She does all kinds of really cool stuff with this recipe as well. So let me know if you give it a try, and see you guys next time.